Okay, everything is done. We're ready to cover more Anime Exposed. We have the smallest little shred left of the part of the video that is available on YouTube before we have to delve into picking up their actual DVD to go any further into it. But first, as always, let's go ahead and get into fan art before we go any further into Anime Exposed and wanting to rip my ears out. So, first of all, we have a Happy Birthday, Suris from Nakomi-san. And then we have another Suris drawing by Jacob. These are, of course, the ones that have been submitted via email. And then we have another one by a user named John. And I'm having to go off of everything that has been put into the emails, not necessarily stuff that is on the Discord, because these are not from the Discord. But, as always, everyone, thank you all for your fan art submissions. And I'm not really ready for this. I'm actually legitimately not ready for this, because it's Anime Exposed. And, well, if you've seen the first 6 parts of this, you know what we're about to get into.
The biblical imagery is interwoven all throughout this series. When almost everyone in the Earth dies, Vegeta ends up resurrecting everyone except the really evil people.
I have 2 wishes I want to make. First, I want the planet Earth to be restored to its original state. And second, I want all of the people who were killed since the morning of the World Martial Arts Tournament to be brought back to life. Do you understand?
Dende, I'm putting my faith in Vegeta's plan, and I'd like for you to do the same, okay?
Of course, Goku.
I'm gonna get copyright struck for this, aren't I?
Okay, it shall be done.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm curious. So, that's when Porunga does the wishes, but I thought Porunga was not able to bring back multiple people at once. I'm pretty sure that was a mechanic that was actually, like, pretty much expressly talked about during the events of the, like, during the Frieza saga, right? That was a thing? He can post Frieza? Is it because a different elder constructs Porunga? And he constructs it with different rules? Did they ever actually go over that? I don't remember. Anyway, so I don't see how Vegeta bringing people back with the Dragon Balls is biblical imagery, unless they're trying to say that the Rapture is literally God engaging in, like, genocide? I guess. Hey, Stark Beast, thank you very much for redeeming your points for an oh well. And apparently, some didn't get redeemed before, so oh well. Okay, now we've done all that. Now I'm just lore scrambled right now. Vegeta never specifies only but not the evil people. Yeah, I didn't hear that.
The Earth has been restored to its rightful place. What is your next wish?
Please use your power to restore the lives of all those who died on Earth since the wizard Babidi arrived there. Except for the most evil ones.
Okay, so the most evil ones is literally an attempt to stop people like Babidi and Deborah from coming back. That's it. If they're trying to say that this is like biblical imagery because Rapture and the evil ones will not be allowed to be there or some shit, that's not what's happening here. The parallels just aren't there, my guys.
Dende! Hurry it up! We haven't got all day, you know!
Yeah, we hear you. Barunga's doing all the work.
Your wish has been granted. The people of Earth have been restored to their home.
Vegeta! We did it! All the people are back! They're alive!
What the heck? I'm alive! I'll be darned!
Yep. We're alive, all right. Look, same old traffic jam.
Yeah?
We're alive!
I swear, toy animation is not going to allow me to keep this at all. There is so much footage here that is being aired, like, with literally no editing. Nothing is being changed between the original and here. And they're selling this as DVDs? I don't think this actually falls under fair use at this point. I think so much of this is being used that this is not fair use. I think Toy could legitimately... Okay, Little Light Studios, I know you guys watch my videos. I know you do. Especially because you substituted me on your channel recently. Like, I understand that you watch my stuff, so maybe let me tell you that this right here is probably something that can get you sued. I wholeheartedly believe that this would not fall under fair use. This amount of usage of the original material.
Hallelujah! All right, yeah!
Yes, Mommy, we're saved!
Once again, a parallel to Jesus' resurrecting the righteous at his second coming.
No. When Jesus resurrects the righteous for his second coming, that's also supposed to be when the earth is ruled for 1,000 years by Jesus, correct? Like, when that happens, there's supposed to be an actual, like, shift in the way the world works from that time onward? That's not what happens in Dragon Ball. Moreover, this is not the first time in Dragon Ball that multiple people have been brought back to life by the Dragon Balls. This same thing happened during the Namek Saga, when they had to bring all the Namekians back to life because Frieza had engaged in genocide. The parallels aren't there, because with Jesus' second coming, this is all the people that died in all time, and they're coming back because the paradigm in the world has shifted forevermore from that point onward. In Dragon Ball, nothing has been changed from this point onward. Evil still exists. People still exist exactly as they do. Only the most evil people like Babidi, are not brought back, and that's deliberate. But bad people, villains, still very much exist on Earth at this point in time. Hell, at this point in time, we still have some of the most notorious villains from back in Dragon Ball who are still alive. Emperor Pilaf and the Pilaf Gang? We get to see them in Super, because they're still alive after this point. Evil people are not gone. For your parallel to work, A, evil people would have to not be back, but they still are, and B, you had to say Vegeta coming back caused this to happen, but Dende's the one that said that the evil people shouldn't come back? So it's not even Vegeta, the person who had his supposed second coming, that actually caused this to happen. You're getting stuff wrong again. And you even showed the clips that showed that you're wrong. Again.
He also wants the world to go back to the way it originally was. After Satan is destroyed, Jesus will create a new earth for us to live in.
The dragon.
Okay, but they didn't create a new Earth. They restored the old Earth. And originally was. They're using that terminology because that makes it sound like how the Earth originally was before the Garden of Eden. But that's not what happens here. The Earth is literally restored to how it was a handful of hours ago. Because it was literally a handful of hours after Kid Buu destroyed Earth that these events happened.
Dragon Team characters thrive off of fighting. Even when presented with the idea that they could use the Dragon Balls to stop the apocalypse, Team Z outright refuses to stop fighting. They believe their whole existence is for the single purpose of fighting.
Well, there's also a couple other reasons that are given. The reasons that happen with that apocalypse, that's when the androids come back. And yes, fighting them is one of the reasons, but another one of the reasons given is that Dr. Gero, at that point, had not committed any crimes. Aside from the stuff he did with the Red Ribbon Army in early Dragon Ball, as far as they knew, he hadn't done anything to make himself a guilty party from that point forward. even then, had they have actually taken a stab at stopping the androids from being created, at that point in time, they wouldn't have stopped Cell. Nothing they did at that point would have stopped Cell, and then they wouldn't have been prepared to deal with him either, because none of the events that happened to lead them to be strong enough to deal with the androids would have happened, that led them to be able to deal with Cell. I say this not only because there was a version of Cell who was growing up in Dr. Giro's lab, which they never would have gone to destroy, mind you, but also because there was a version of Cell from the future who was coming to attack them. And the only reason that any of them stood a chance against that version of Cell was because they had trained for the androids, who were already stronger than the ones that Trunks dealt with in another separate timeline that led to them knowing they needed to do this in the first place. Even if they had made that wish, the Earth still would have gone through all the same shit, just with everybody's power levels significantly decreased from what they were. And at that point, do you know what would have happened if nobody had gotten strong enough to deal with this shit? Guess what would have happened? You mentioned Bibbidi, Bobbidi, and Boo in the last episode that I dealt with you guys. Majin Buu would have come back because none of the Z Fighters would have been strong enough to deal with Bobbidi's minions. And Majin Buu would have not been able to be dealt with because they were only barely able to deal with them in Z at that point. There are a lot of things that happen in Dragon Ball Z that, had previous events not happened, it creates a cascading effect going forward. Not only do you not have people being strong enough to deal with Bobbidi's minions by the time you get to that point, if you even have that wish to stop the apocalypse, as you say, which, by the way, wouldn't have changed anything anyway, because the apocalypse they were wishing for to not happen would have been the apocalypse that happened in Trunks' time, not the apocalypse that happened in their time, because a different set of people entirely instigated the massacres in West City in Dragon Ball Z's main timeline. But there's a particular event, there's a particular thing that happens in Dragon Ball Z that buys everyone time to survive during the Majin Buu saga, and it's Goku being able to go Super Saiyan 3. And Goku being able to teach people fusion. Between fusion and Super Saiyan 3, they're able to stall enough time to get Gohan powered up to fight Buu, to let the events carry out as they do. And when Kid Buu is fighting, Goku has to go Super Saiyan 3 to even keep up. Goku doesn't learn Super Saiyan 3 unless he dies. He has to die, be in Spirit World, and be in a place where draining his life energy for a transformation will not kill him because he's already dead, to even learn that transformation. There are 1,000 Dragon Ball apocalypses that would have happened if they had made that one anti-apocalyptic wish. Because the events that allowed them to buy themselves enough time to save the world later would have never happened. So, now that we've gone through all the different ways in which you can fustercluck a Dragon Ball timeline, I could bring up one other person, but it's in a different series, and that would be Goku Black. With everything going on, nothing would stop Goku Black from coming and ripping your world asunder. But, anyway.
This is a Luciferian mindset. When Lucifer, or better known as Satan, was cast out of heaven, he waged a ceaseless war in which the whole world has been engaged in ever since.
Now How is that a Luciferian mindset? How is there a Luciferian mindset to just wanting to fight? What?
Great comparison, Mikey, because the Bible says in Revelation 12:7-9, it says, "Now war arose in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, and the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him."
Okay.
Just like Goku was cast down to earth.
cast down? When was Goku cast down to Earth? When did a god cast Goku down to Earth? When did that happen?
Even when the prophecies in the Bible foretell the ending of this conflict, Satan and his angels refuse to stop fighting.
Okay. Marak Ben Ia, thank you very much for redeeming your... Oh, whoa. But also, guys, look, Little Light Studios. Satan being sent out of Earth and fighting God is because he has an enemy, an eternal enemy. Goku does not have eternal enemies. He just wants to fight for sport. He literally considers it sport. That's what it is. This is wanting to fight for sport forever, according to you, is the same as Lucifer fighting God forever. Which means that if any pro boxer wanted to continue engaging in boxing for the rest of time, then that would be a Luciferian mindset. They are channeling Satan by wanting to continue fighting. And it sounds really stupid when I say it that way. Because it is.
That's why, in the end of the story, Goku brings the war to heaven.
When did Goku bring the war to heaven? When does that happen? Please, show me the clip where Goku brings war to heaven.
Goku is a representation of Satan, that ancient serpent, the great dragon.
When does Goku bring war to heaven? When does that happen? When in the story does Goku destroy heaven? I love the imagery from GT, don't get me wrong. I think the designs in that were awesome, but he doesn't do it in there either.
Oh wow, the DBC fandom even says that Goku's son lives in Satan City.
Yes, because it's a fucking joke, but okay.
Satan City? Wow.
Dragon Ball Z teaches an inverted gospel, which makes Satan the hero while demonizing the Trinity.
When is the Trinity demonized ever in Dragon Ball? When did that happen? Moreover, Satan being the hero? Universally in Dragon Ball Z, the idea, even in Dragon Ball Super later, the idea that Hercule, Mr. Satan, is any kind of hero is laughed at and scoffed at, with the notable exception of saving the world from Majin Buu by getting the people of Earth to channel their energy so that Goku can kill Buu with the Spirit Bomb. With that notable exception, the idea that he's actually Earth's hero is pretty well ridiculed by everyone. Please watch the World Martial Arts Tournament right after the Cell Saga if you want examples of this. Literally, there's even a moment in time where Android 18 cons Hercule into paying her bills till the end of time so she does not expose him as a fraud to the world. Oh my god. And the idea that it's preaching a gospel is ludicrous. The idea that somebody could not watch Dragon Ball Z and compartmentalize everything they're watching as fiction and have it not affect their worldview as a Christian is absolutely fucking ludicrous.
Hey, that was Mr. Satan. Huh? Mom, it's Mr. Satan. I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
Hey, you're right. Wow.
Everyone, it's him, Mr. Satan. Raise your hands. It's him, the champ.
Hey, look, it's the moment. The one moment he's actually a hero in his life. This is when they give the Spirit Bomb power to Goku.
That's it, man. Don't hold back. Give it everything you got.
Unbelievable! Using his special powers, the world champion is speaking to the entire planet from a battle that we can't even see! This is fantastic!
Like, okay, so I have to say it again. Y'all do realize that the Mr. Satan thing is a giant joke because Akira Toriyama is a jokester? Like, Dragon Ball began as a gag manga? Most of the other stuff that Akira Toriyama did We're gag mangas? If your god created everything, he necessarily created humor, and he can handle a little bit of humor at his expense.
At last, thanks to Mr. Satan, the long-awaited energy has finally arrived from Earth.
Would you really expect anything else from the Dragon team?
Speaking of inverted gospel, you guys ever heard about the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Evangelion. But okay.
Hey, isn't Neon Genesis Greek for, is it new beginning?
And Evangelion means gospel.
Yes, holy shit. You found Christian imagery in Evangelion. Holy crap. You're the first ones ever. Nobody's ever found Christian imagery in Evangelion. Never, ever, ever.
Right. It's about a new beginning of the gospel.
Yeah, I bet I can guess what kind of twisted message they're going to interweave into this story.
This sounds super intriguing. I'd love to hear what you have on that.
This one's pretty messed up, but I can't get into it right now. I've got a podcast I'm doing tonight with a ministry called School for Prophets, and I can't be late.
Oh man, you can't.
Okay, so I know that it's spelled Prophet, School for Prophets. But given you guys are selling this DVD where you stole a shit ton of footage from Toy Animation and also Super Eye Patch Wolf, I definitely heard it is School for Profits. Like, legitimate capitalistic profits.
Can't leave us like that. Give us a little sneak peek.
All right, but just 2 minutes, then I gotta head.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. With the sound distortion and the flashing shit and everything, this is a headache just to watch. So doesn't Evangelion have the Christian imagery just because the creator found the imagery cool rather than actually saying anything? Yes. Like, if anything, in Evangelion, while the Christian imagery is there in practically everything, it is most accurately Hindu religion that's being explained in Evangelion. But, you know, who cares? Let's just continue their brain fuck.
Yeah, that'll give your kids some nightmares.
Yeah, it's supposed to be disturbing. Evangelion is supposed to be disturbing. Also, the silver one, thank you for the 25 bits. He said, why do you hurt yourself like this? There are less damaging ways to sate masochistic tendinitis? Or tendencies? Tendencies. I think you just meant tendencies. And there are other ways to sate masochistic tendencies. However, this is the pain I have chosen.
Same time tomorrow?
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, this show is truly messed up.
Yeah. Evangelion is messed up. That's kind of the point. Okay. So they have their to be continued thing. Raziel Faustus, thank you very much for the cheer. Get on the cross, Shinji! Get in the robot, Shinji! Okay. Evangelion's gonna be a fun one, because that's one of my favorite anime. It's one of my favorite anime, and it's one that I didn't watch as a kid, because I couldn't wrap my head around it, but then I watched it, like, last year, and started to fall in love with it, so this is gonna be fun. This is honestly gonna be great. So, a couple of things here. Before we go really any further. Little Light Studios. If the message of your video is just that some anime is disturbing, then congratulations, you have discovered anime. The point of some media is to be disturbing. Hell, if you want to see really disturbing, have you ever seen what an angel's supposed to look like? Like, seriously, Google what an angel is supposed to look like per biblical lore. It's horrific shit. But, that said, with everything else past that, I do have another message for you guys. I don't see what would be gained from meeting up with you and having a conversation with you. And I say that because you have actually reached out to me and asked for that. So let's go ahead and pull up the comments real quick. From Little Light Studios here. Does Georgia have a road to heaven named Snake Way? Don't miss the forest for the trees. In which I responded, don't miss the world for the propaganda. And then you said, there is more to life than staring at a glowing rectangle. We are not missing out on life. We are freed from what's distracting everyone from enjoying life. To which I responded to you, instead, you are staring at a single book. How illuminating. But you pointed out that you guys are in Tennessee. Maybe we should hang out sometime if you'd be up for it. So, since I know you watch my stuff, and I know that you will probably make it to this point in the video, I don't know what would be gained from either of us. I don't believe that the world is going to fall into a massive apocalypse of any kind outside of one of our own creation. I don't think that a lot of the parallels that you are pulling in are legitimate. I also think that when you show something like Dragon Ball Z, which I know fairly well, and you misrepresent it terribly, I have to wonder, if I see you lying a lot in your footage, then how often would you lie when we are having a conversation with each other? And now I have to ask you, why would you request to me to share a bench with a liar? So, I would like to know if you can give me a reason why this would be worthwhile to either of us, over and above my critique of your content, then let me know. But I know you'll be here. Oh, and also, in case this was a subtweet, which I'm fairly certain this was a subtweet, I did see it. The irony is gold, what he's upset over, a cartoon. Isn't it ironic? So, if you think that the reason I'm critiquing your work is because it's a cartoon, then you've missed the point entirely. I think lying about media to try to block people off from, including adults, block people off from watching things with their consent that can otherwise enrich their lives so that you can sell them the same one book till the end of time? If my critiques on that are merely because you're showing them in a cartoon form, then maybe it would have also been adequate to point out that I'm a cartoon. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens with all of that and everything going forward. With all that said, though, if you guys have enjoyed this content, let me know in the comments section below. Let me know in the chat if you are watching live on Twitch. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube or followed over on Twitch, you should probably do that, and links to everything and ways to support the channel are available in the description below. With all that said, this has been part 7 of the Anime Exposed review. We've got a lot more to cover. Insert end of video tagline here.